Okay, Assalamu alaikum, viewers. Today is a very special episode of our travel talk show. In my studio, I have Rakibur Rahman, who is a technical advisor of my channel, and I have Munna Mujumdar, who has given lot of background voice in my so many videos, and I also have Millat Bhai, who is a very famous tourist and also another advisor of my channel. And finally, I am going to introduce with you a very special guest of this program. She has traveled more than 80 cities around the world. She is Amreen. She was born in Mumbai and grown up in Dubai from her very early life. And more importantly, she is right now collaborating partner of my channel. Hi, Amreen. Welcome to our show. Please introduce yourself.
Hi Mukul, thank you so much for having me on Bengali Babu. Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? Sabhay Kemon Achen. I hope everybody is healthy and safe at home. Like Mukul just said, I was born in Bombay in India, but I grew up in Dubai. I've lived here all my life. I am a professional photographer and a part-time traveler. I'm really passionate about it. And right now I'm just transitioning from becoming a photographer and carrying that on and becoming a travel vlogger. I've recently started my channel on YouTube and yeah, that's what I'm doing.
From when did you start living in Dubai?
I practically grew up here. So I was 45 days old and I was transported to Dubai. So yeah.
Along with your parents.
Yes, yes. I'm married since 7 years, so I'm with my husband now. But yes, my parents are still in Dubai.
Okay. So exactly how many countries and cities you have traveled so far?
So I've been to 26 countries and counting, and 80 cities. I like to take a country and explore a lot.
Okay. So actually, what made you inspired to become a traveler?
So it's a long story, but to cut it short, I started out as everybody does as a tourist. It was my first trip with my husband to New Zealand, and it was our honeymoon. And we went on a 3-week trip, and we did a road trip, which is very unusual. So I'd never done anything like that before. Both of us, it was new for us. So since then, I just love traveling, exploring, meeting people, especially the locals over there, listening to their stories of their history, about their food and everything. So that from then I evolved into what I am today. So from a tourist to a traveler.
Okay. Road trip. When did you start your road trip to travel New Zealand?
I went to New Zealand like 6 years ago. It was a 3-week trip in New Zealand. It was a road trip. Yeah.
Okay. So that was the your inspiration to
Yeah,
start.
that was the beginning. Yeah.
So tell us 5 country name where you traveled and enjoyed most.
So of course New Zealand is one, like, tops the list. Then the second one was South Africa.
Okay.
Very unique experience. I'll talk about it later more. And Vietnam, again, very unique experience. Another one is Romania, also very special to me. And last but not the least, it's Nepal. It's a small place. I went there for a short time, but that was the turning point of my life. When I came back from Nepal is when I realized this is what I want to do. I want to travel. And that's when I started my channel of YouTube, Just Go with Amreen. So Nepal is very important.
So you are very close to Bangladesh.
Oh,
Okay, so
yeah.
very close to Bangladesh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you are talking in front of a Bangladeshi and in fact Bengali audience, in fact, as you know, my channel name is Bengali Babu. So most of Bengali people like Kolkata, Tripura, and Bangladeshi people are our audience. So right now I will introduce you with Bangladesh exactly. So I welcome Millat Bhai. to talk something about Bangladesh and showcase Bangladesh in front of Amreen and her audience also. Milad bhai, just unmute your microphone.
Okay, sorry. I will not take much time by explaining about Bangladesh, because today is your show. I think it's like Kapil show, today you are the main person. So, but briefly, I will say something about Bangladesh. First of all, can you say me in 1 or 2 words what is the information you have about Bangladesh? What are the tourist spots you know about Bangladesh? Just tell me one or 2 words.
I know Sundarban and Cox, the sea beach. Oh, and St. Martin's Island. That I know.
Exactly.
St. Martin's Island. I'm interested in that.
So finally, you know the best tourist spot in Bangladesh. That's good.
Yes.
We are highly appreciate you, because you are living in the very close. Basically, you are an Indian, so I can say you are my neighbor. But you know the best place of our country. That is a good thing. Okay, let's say about my Bangladesh main domestic tourist spot. I will tell you. So when you can plan for Bangladesh, we can help. You can think about that tourist spot. First of all, you said thora karke wo Cox's Bazar.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. Number 1, that is Cox's Bazar. I will tell you every tourist spot, so that that will be very precise. That is thing is, Cox's Bazar is one of the longest sea beach in the world. One of the longest sea beach in the world. If you see Kuta, Bali sea beach, Kuta sea beach, if you see this sea beach, then you can understand Cox's Bazar sea beach is more or less same. It's a black sand. I mean, it's like black sand. Mukul, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. And another thing is, and that is for the who is very much bodily fit. That is for information for him or her. That is Bangladesh Cox surfing also. One of the surfing spot in Asia also. So this is the another thing. So altogether, as this is longest sea beach and this is a surf spot, altogether this is the number 1 spot in Bangladesh for tourism. This is number 1. Let's go for number 2.
Okay.
That you said earlier, that is Sundarban, one of the biggest mangrove forest in forest all over the world.
Oh wow.
And that is declared from UNESCO as World Heritage Site. Correct. That is Sundarban. So when you come to Bangladesh to visit Cox's Bazar, at the same time you can visit Sundarban also. Okay. Next is what I am telling you now from my side. That is my observation about Bangladesh, and I think everybody will agree with me. At the same time, I can say about Dhaka. Mumbai is the biggest number 1 business hub in India, and you can say Dhaka is also famous. It is 400 years historical city is Dhaka. If you go to Calcutta, to anybody you ask, they will say, let's go Dhaka, because in Dhaka there are lots of heritage site also, like Hasan Monjil. It's a Mughal emperor, or they used to came basically, and there are fort. There is also fort there in Dhaka, and altogether there are colorful people is here, colorful nature, colorful food. You can taste lots of different taste of food. That is, I think my session, Mukul will say about the dishes. If you are too much foodie, because I am foodie. Okay.
Because we can
Next one
understand.
is Sri Mongol.
I am also foodie.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So next one is Dhaka. Sorry, Dhaka. Sri Mongol. Sri Mongol is one of the part under Sylhet city. One of the district is Sylhet, that is 800. Sri Mongol is one of the place where rainfall is round the year. Rainfall is running there. Famous hiking is also popular there, and tea growing capital of Bangladesh is Sri Mongol. We can say, and all over the world know that Sri Mongol is the tea growing capital of Bangladesh. Okay. Next, we can talk about Rangamati and Chittagong. Chittagong is the port city of Bangladesh, and second and port city. All the port is there, and you can see one beach is also there. Shipbreaking yard is there, and if you say about mountain, you can talk about Chittagong and Rangamati. Rangamati is very close to Chittagong, and there is a famous lake. That name is Kaptai Lake. Kaptai Lake. In Kaptai Lake, when you go there, that is my observation. When I have been in James Bond Island and Fifi Island, my experience is same like it's like a small structure of James Bond Island and Fifi Island. The lake we have visited. Na Mukul, am I correct? Kaptai Lake is something like that. Correct? Okay. This is under Rangamati and Chittagong. That is completely mountain zone. At the same time, Bandarban is also famous. I think from outside of Bangladesh, you have heard about Bandarban. Bandarban, ज़्यादा आपको आप जानोगे इसके बारे में. वो 1000 meter above sea level, Chimbuk Mountain is famous in Bandarban. In Bandarban, there is 1000 meter mountain height mountain is also there above sea level. That is Chimbuk Mountain. At the same time, Bandarban is also famous for because there is a good famous river Shangu, and some waterfall is mountain. Then there must be waterfall. I think you understand everything, na?
Yeah.
And now one of the stunning place I'm going to talk that is Saint Martin. Have you heard this Saint Martin?
I googled it.
Yeah, you googled it. See, Saint Martin is the water, bluish water, Coral Island, Coral Sea. You can say that is Saint Martin. Basically, if we, from our side, we can say that is very geographically that is visible like Phuket, Andaman Island, because from this space, from this Saint Martin's beach, and also Phuket is also close. Area is, I think you can, if you consider the Bermuda Triangle, one part is Phuket, one part is Andaman Island, and one part is Saint Martin. That is my observation. I'm telling you. You can see in the Google map also. Now I'm about the where is my home district, that is down in downtown, that is very close. There is one heritage UNESCO heritage site, that is Paharpur. Whatever the site I'm telling you, after this session you will collect all this from Mukul, so that he can guide you about the location also. So when you will come, you can enjoy. Now, again, I am talking about one beach, that is Kuakata beach. That beach is very same parallel level of, and your Calcutta. Have you heard about Digha?
About what?
Digha beach.
No. No.
Digha, Calcutta, Digha beach.
No, I haven't been to Calcutta.
Okay. So Kuakata is another famous beach in Bangladesh. That is another part in Bangladesh that is also famous. So I think I have already covered maximum thing here. There is also also if you want to enjoy the floating market, then you can go one of our famous district that name is Borishal. Borishal, there is a floating market. Somebody is selling flour and fruits also. But but my already I have covered all the maximum location, but not all location, but maximum location. There are lots of location in Bangladesh, but we are not focusing on that. But maximum location I have told you already. But one important thing I want to say, that is in Sundarban there is one important issue, that is Sundarban is located at the point where the mighty waterways of the Brahmaputra and Ganga crash into each other. Do you understand, na? That is in Bangla में इसको कहते हैं मोहना.
Okay.
Two river water is crash in the Bay of Bengal. In Sundarban, it's located in that side of Bay of Bengal, where Brahmaputra and Ganga is crashed each other. That is the beauty. That is the beauty, basically. So I think Mukul, more or less, I have covered. I cannot, if I start telling lots about Bangladesh tourism, so I cannot finish this within this night. But at least I have covered minimum things. I think Mukul, you will agree. All will agree. So let's go for next person. Thank you.
Okay. Now I will go back to Amreen again. Amreen, we are going to guide our audience about 3 countries today, right?
Yes.
So which 3 countries you are going to present to our audience today?
I would like to talk about Romania, South Africa, and Vietnam. These 3. Yes.
Okay, so we start with Romania.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, so my first question is, how was the overall experience about Romania?
So I've been to Romania twice, so obviously that explains how much I like it. And I can say 3 words for Romania. One was wonderful, fun, and surprising. Really surprising. So yeah, so that sums up my overall experience of Romania.
Okay. Okay. My next question is, how did you travel to Romania? Of course,
yeah,
might have
obviously.
traveled from
Yeah, obviously. But within Romania, so Romania is very well connected with trains. They have a very good network. So we did not drive or we did not take flights. I generally avoid taking a lot of flights on my trips anyway. Try to keep it on the road. I love road tripping. So we did trains and we connected from one place to the other. We went to Romania for 2 weeks and we went from one place to the other by trains. Even like if there was a shortest distance anywhere we had to go, it was with train.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us something about foods in Romania. How was it?
The food in Romania is very, very different from Indian cuisine. It's very meat-based, but mainly pork. So we don't eat a lot of pork. So we don't eat pork at all. Not a lot. We don't eat pork at all. So we did not try any of that. But there are some beef dishes. They have good steaks. And what is really amazing in Romania is they have a lot of Italian restaurants, and I think I found the best Italian cuisine in Romania. I mean, I've eaten Italian in Italy, but out of Italy, if I found the best Italian cuisine, it was in Romania. It was really, really good. So Italian cuisine kind of saved us. So that was nice.
Okay. So how was about Romanian people?
Oh, that's okay. So I've been in a lot of places in Europe, but Romanian people were the friendliest I've ever met. Really, they were so helpful. Like I said, I've gone to Romania twice. Once it was with my husband, once it was with just 2 girls. So we were just 3 girls. And sometimes, it's a difficult task to carry heavy bags, how much we shop. So, people would just help us. We didn't even have to ask. They would just help us if they saw us in trouble or something. If we got lost, we could ask someone and they would guide us right away. They would go out of their way to help us. So people were really friendly in Romania, and I really like that about it.
Okay, so it's a positive feedback.
Totally. Oh, there's nothing bad about Romania, I think.
So how many days did you stay in Romania? In travel?
Like I mentioned earlier, I stayed in Romania for 2 weeks. So Romania is super special to me because I went to celebrate my birthday last August in Romania. So that's why it's very important to me. Okay. I did a vlog with you guys.
I have
with Bengali Babu.
Yes.
Yes.
Some of my viewers already seen it.
Yes, exactly. So that was Romania.
Yes. So right now, tell us some places. Suggest some places you traveled in Romania, and can you give us some inbound cost idea if anyone wants to visit there?
Sure, absolutely. So I'll just name a few places that I went to in Romania first. So I went to Bucharest. You have to land in Bucharest, and then from Bucharest I went to explore the seaside, which is the Black Sea, and I went to Constanța. That there were a couple of beaches there where we explored. We enjoyed the weekend. Romania is great on partying, so if you like to party, that is Romania for you. Okay, so we went to the beach areas, and after that we went to a place called Timișoara, which is actually very historic and culturally rich. After that, we went to Brașov, which is a very family-oriented, warm, very nice place. Like, people are super nice. The place is very nice. Lots of families go there. It's only 2 hours or 2.5 hours away from the capital, which is the Bucharest. So people go there a lot, especially over weekends or a long weekend. So Brașov is like my favorite city in Romania, which is also part of Transylvania. So if people know Dracula, so that's the castle of Dracula is in Brașov. And then another place I went to is called Sighișoara, which
I'm talking about this Bran Castle. I have heard about this.
Yeah.
Can you give some experience about this castle?
Okay.
Yeah, we went to Bran Castle. I didn't go there in August. I went to the one I went before that. It's about an hour away, and we drove to Bran Castle. Obviously, it has nothing to do with Dracula. Dracula is just fiction. But yeah, but it was the castle of Vlad, the Impaler, and because of that gruesome nature of Vlad, the ruler that was there in Romania, the castle, the Dracula, all that fiction has been made because of that. But it was a castle for Vlad, the ruler, the Impaler. That is what it is. Nothing to do with Dracula.
So, what about Roman Empire? How many memories of Roman Empire are available in Romania right now?
You mean Italian influence?
Yes.
Yes, there is a lot of Italian influence. That's probably also why the Italian food and the restaurants come. But there's a lot of Italian influence. There's Hungarian influence. Everything around it, like Turkey, Moldova, Ukraine, it has a lot of influence from all those places. Yeah.
So
we have a question from our visitor. Do you see the place where Dracula was born?
Yes. So that is what I was telling you about. After Brașov, we went to Sighișoara, and that is the city where Dracula or Vlad, whatever you may call it, he was born in Sighișoara. So that is like a hundreds and hundreds of years old. It's like a medieval town. It's a UNESCO heritage site, and it's as it is. Like, not there is a citadel. There's like an old town in Sighișoara, and that is where Vlad was born, Dracula. Yeah.
Can you suggest us?
How did you feel?
Sorry, Rakib bhai.
I want to know. I want to know how did you feel about people of Romania, their behavior for foreigner?
No, they were very nice. They were very hospitable. It wasn't anything like I know what you're asking, but it wasn't anything like that. They were very friendly and welcoming.
Okay.
And I think not a lot of Indians from Dubai go there, so they were quite surprised to see us there, but they were very happy to see us there.
Okay.
Right.
So, can you suggest us some about costing of?
Costing. Sure.
Mhm.
So Romania is not as expensive as other European cities, and we like to go very budget friendly, which does not mean we stay in hostels necessarily, but we like to be a little cost effective. So we stayed in apartments like Airbnb style. And costing wise, I can give you an idea, approximately $90 a day for one person, which includes like meals, a little bit of shopping, not a lot, just like souvenir basic shopping, any trains, any tours that you take. So $90 per day is what you can think. This does not include flights, just your stay over there.
Okay. So, in one sentence or two sentence, what is the best thing about Romania and what is the worst thing about Romania?
This is hard. Okay. All right. The best thing, I think Brașov. Like I mentioned before, I love that city very much, and I think I would repeat it. I've been to Brașov twice. Both my trips to Romania, I repeated Brașov. I will go again. It is a very nice place. It's very family friendly, and also if you want a nightlife and you don't have a family and stuff, it's still a nice place. I celebrated my birthday in Brașov.
I saw this.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it. I like it. And the worst, okay, worst is a very strong word. I will not say worst, but I went to this beach called Mamaia in Constanța, and it did not live up to my expectations at all. I heard a lot of good things about it. I read very nice reviews, but I was disappointed, and it was very expensive, which I did not expect. So that's the only disappointing part.
Okay. So from Romania, now we will travel to South Africa. Okay.
Oh yes, let's go.
So,
From Romania to South Africa.
yes, from Romania to South Africa. So, as previous country, first question is, how was the overall experience about South Africa?
Oh my God, I think I can write what's his name? He could go on about Bangladesh like all night. I could go on all night about South Africa.
Okay.
It is that awesome.
No problem.
I will not. I will not.
So you start, please. And I am just reading one comment from Faisal Bhai. It's beautiful, the Indian cry. Thank you, Faisal Bhai. So I'm really start, please.
So I will say my overall experience in South Africa was wild. And I mean it in an animal sense, not anything else, but it was wild. I think I walked with cheetahs. I held an ostrich baby. I met penguins. Yeah, I kayaked in a national park. I explored the wine region in South Africa. I stayed in guest houses for the first time, which means I stayed with the locals, like listening their own experiences of South Africa, which was amazing. So yeah, these were some experiences in South Africa.
Okay. So how did you travel to South Africa? I mean itinerary.
Again, I went to South Africa for like 17 days, and we did a road trip. Yes, we did a road trip. We didn't take trains, and we did not take any flights internally. we did something called, very famous, is the garden route. When people go to South Africa or Cape Town, that is what they generally do. They start from Cape Town and they drive all around the coastal region, go upwards, and probably end in Plettenberg or Port Elizabeth. And that's what we did.
Okay. So from Dubai, was it a direct flight to South Africa?
So yeah, I mean, you can get a direct flight. Emirates goes direct, but also Cathay Pacific goes. Just the drawback is that it's really pricey to go from Dubai to Cape Town. It's quite pricey, actually. The tickets are very heavy. But that's it. In South Africa, it's not that pricey.
Okay, so now it's time to food. Tell us a brief about food in South Africa.
See, when you say brief, it's very difficult.
You can elaborate also, no problem. How comfortable you can.
The food in South Africa, some of the food is very similar to Indian. I think India has a lot of influence in South Africa. Historically, they are connected. So samosa they have in their cuisine. Yeah, and they also have curries.
India's favorite snacks.
Yes, it's their snack as well in South Africa. And there's something called bunny chow, which is nothing to do with the rabbit, but it's basically you hollow a loaf of bread, you hollow it out, and there is a curry inside, which is either beef or chicken, and it's very, very like flavorful, like Indian taste, you know. So that's one of another things that's very similar to Indian cuisine. Apart from that, they have something called the milk tart, which you only find over there. It's like a biscuity crust with custard filling and cinnamon. I'm hungry. Okay, so it's all that. And they are very famous for their steaks. I love steaks. Me and my husband, we absolutely love steaks. So South African steak is just amazing. If you like steaks, South Africa is the place.
I'm just feeling thirsty.
Yeah, thanks reminding me. I need to drink water.
Okay, you also take. So we heard a lot of things about South African people. Actually, we heard a lot of negative things about
Yes.
South African black people, especially. So
Okay.
tell us something about the South African people in your real life experience.
Okay. Yes, I totally, completely forgot about this because, yes, you're right. There is a lot of negativity outside. People, when you are going to tell everybody you're going to South Africa, they go like, "Oh my God, isn't it like not safe? Isn't it dangerous? Why are you going to South Africa?" That was the first reaction of many people when I told them I was going to South Africa. But okay, so realistically speaking, there are certain areas and certain things that you should not do, was what I was told. For example, you should just avoid taking the subway, traveling by train, or at least after sunset. So you should be really cautious of that. There are certain streets which are very happening actually because they have nice clubs and pubs and things like that, but it is also slightly risky. So you should be cautious. There are cops every 50 meters literally, so nothing happens, and nothing happened to us, thank God. But yes, certain areas you have to be cautious. You can't just go with the wind. But overall, it's really not that dangerous or scary the way people say. In fact, South African people are very friendly. You get friendly with them very easily. They will talk to you, they will give you advice. I mean, you don't even have to ask for it. They just start, and you will think that, oh, does he want something or something like that, but no, they're just pure friendly. That's just how their nature is. So it's not that dangerous, really.
Okay, so you didn't face any negative.
Nothing at all.
Okay.
And especially for tourists, they are really protective. They don't let anything happen to tourists. And We were tourists, so nothing really happened. I've heard of some things that have happened to some people, I know, but thankfully nothing we faced.
Mukul, can I say something about this negativity? Basically,
Sure.
we have heard many things about South Africa. That is true, basically, realistic also. But that is not necessary that that will happen with everybody, because tourists are used to go everywhere. But suddenly somebody can face that kind of problem. But otherwise, that is not necessary that everybody will go and everybody will suffer. But that is true, basically, Mukul. That is true.
It is realistic. You have to be careful.
Just a second.
So you have to be cautious.
Just a second.
Okay. So how many days you stayed in South Africa?
We stayed 17 days, and it was a road trip.
So which are the areas you covered in your trip?
Oh, let's begin. So,
Big answer.
what?
I expect a big answer here because you should elaborate this answer.
It is going to be a big answer. So I went to Cape Town. I spent in totality in Cape Town, I spent a week, because that's how beautiful it is, and that is how much you can do in Cape Town. So if you want to go to South Africa for a week, I would say don't move from Cape Town. Stay there. It is that
Exactly. Cape Town is the main attraction in South Africa.
It is really good. Yeah. And you don't need to drive. If you are in Cape Town, you don't need to drive. You can just take Uber. We took Ubers everywhere because we were told not to take the trains, and Ubers are super safe. So we stuck to Uber, and it wasn't that expensive really. And also we met the drivers of Uber, so we got a lot of information about Cape Town as well, thanks to that. So it kind of turned out very nice. So from Cape Town, then we went to this place called Stellenbosch, which is.
I'm just interrupting you. Can you focus on some tourist spots of Cape Town for our viewers?
Okay, I can do that. We went. Okay, so they have a wine region in Constantine. It's called, if I'm not wrong, it's inside Cape Town itself. If you are interested in wine and you're not going out of Cape Town anywhere else, that's one place. They have a lot of markets. Waterfront in Cape Town is very nice. They have a lot of restaurants. It's like, how do I explain this? It's like the marina where all the yachts and the boats are there. And they have a very nice food hall, food market, where you can try a lot of South African cuisine. They also have something called snorkeling with seals, which unfortunately we did not have the time to do. But snorkeling with the seals, do not miss that. It's an amazing experience. Lion's Head, there's something called Lion's Head, and then there's something called Table Mountain. You can hike both the mountains. We hiked Lion's Head because it is easier. It still took us hours, but we did Lion's Head. Table Mountain, you can also take a cable car up there. So that's what we did. Beach-wise, there is Camps Bay, which is very famous and popular. So you can literally spend all day over there just rambling on the beach. They are lined up with lots of restaurants there. A lot of South Africans, locals, tourists, everybody hang out there. If you want to party and you want to enjoy the nightlife, there's something called Long Street. Now that is the street you have to be careful at, and there's police every 50 meters. But if you want to enjoy the nightlife and you want to go out, that's the street. We were very skeptical and scared, but we went anyway. Nothing happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then from Cape Town.
Two more things. Two more things I want to say about Cape Town. The first 5 days when we stayed in something called Green Point. It's more central and it's closer to the waterfront area that I'm talking about. You'll spend a lot of time there. The last 2-3 days that we came back to Cape Town and spent was at Camps Bay. Was closer to Camps Bay. Staying at Camps Bay is very pricey, but close to Camps Bay we stayed because we wanted to enjoy the city and the beach. So this is how we divided our stay in Cape Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from Cape Town, where did you go?
Okay, so from there we took the car and we started the garden route. And the first stop was Stellenbosch, which is famous for its wine. So if you're interested in wine tasting or chocolate tasting or cheese tasting, that's the place. It's really awesome. After that, we went to a place called Hermanus, which is famous for its cliffs and whale watching. We unfortunately didn't go in the season where we can see whales, so we didn't see any. But that's what it's famous for. It has beautiful cliffs and it's famous for whale watching. Hermanus. After that, we went to Naisna. We only stayed there for a day. We covered a lot of places on our way to it. Then we went to Plettenberg, which is almost the last point in garden route. But before that, we went to a couple of places. One, we visited the ostrich farm, where I held a ostrich baby. It was a very weird but nice experience. Also, you can ride an ostrich, you can eat ostrich meat and all that kind of stuff. And we also went to a place, it's a wildlife sanctuary, but they have a couple of cheetahs that you can actually walk with. You can take a tour, very pricey, but you can walk with the cheetahs. And I totally wanted to do that. I mean, coming to South Africa, how can you not walk with a wild animal? So we did that, which was really mind-blowing. And after that, we ended in Port Elizabeth. And I think, yes, that was one flight we took. We left our car at Port Elizabeth and we flew back to Cape Town. That was it. But all along these places, we stayed in guest houses, which means we were practically staying in people's homes. So in Hermanus, there was a couple who was like 70 years old, and they had turned their big villa into a guest house. So they had like 3 rooms and we were occupying one of them. And we could use their like living room to watch movies and like a common room. So it was really good experience.
So can you suggest some costing?
Yes. So when we went to South Africa, we were not that budget friendly or anything. We just went crazy. And we are crazy wine lovers. We bought a lot of wine from there, so I'll have to factor everything in. And we spent about $200 per person per day, which is a lot of money. The stay, the food is really not expensive. If you're not crazy like me for shopping wine, then this number is way over your budget. You can definitely reduce it. But we spent $200 per person per night.
So it was a luxurious tour.
Yeah, totally. We went crazy.
So if anyone wants to go there, and they can manage it within $100. Maybe.
They could manage it in $100 or $130.
$130.
Yeah. Because the guest houses are not expensive and the food is not expensive. And we didn't really shop anything except wine. So.
Okay. So what is the best and worst part of South Africa?
Oh.
Thing
Best, of course, walking with the cheetah. Hands down. Never done anything like that before. Walking with the cheetah.
Did you feel afraid?
Oh, are you kidding? Who is not going to be afraid walking with a cheetah? Oh yeah, sure. I hang out with them every day.
Because you are looking so excited.
It was exciting. It was so exciting. My husband was so cool. He was walking around with the cheetah like he hangs out with him every day. I was like that. But it was really nice. So that was my, of course, hands down best experience ever. There is nothing worse. Nothing bad.
So
Yeah.
can we move from South Africa to Vietnam?
Woohoo!
From Africa to East Asia.
Yes, what a jump.
It's a big jump.
Yeah, I'm sure the tickets are expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, surely that will be.
Yeah.
So,
So Vietnam.
do you want to take some water again?
Yeah. Thanks. I keep forgetting.
Okay. It's a
Okay.
drink break for few
Yes.
seconds.
Vietnam.
Okay. We start from Vietnam. Overall
Experience.
experience. Yes.
Okay. I'll say. Okay. 3 words. No. Something like that. Adventurous. Fun. Didn't get enough. Didn't get enough.
Okay.
I can go again. And again. And again.
This question was missing in South Africa part. So, do you want to travel South Africa again?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For how many days?
South Africa.
Yes.
I would explore a different part of South Africa, and I would go to national parks and actually do those game drives and stuff and want to see more wild animals. So I don't know how long it takes, but definitely 2 weeks. Definitely. Because it's so expensive to go there. I might as well just go and stay there for as long as I can. So definitely nothing less than 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go back to
Vietnam.
So, how did you travel in Vietnam?
Combination. Mostly trains, like 70% trains, and 30% flights.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were there in Vietnam for 3 weeks, which is less. Let me be clear. 3 weeks in Vietnam is less.
Left?
Is less. Absolutely less. But yes, so we landed in Ho Chi Minh. Most people do south to north. They start from Ho Chi Minh
Hanoi.
City
Okay.
and they go all the way to Hanoi. But we did the other way around. We landed in Ho Chi Minh, but we immediately took a flight to Hanoi and then we came down from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh, which I think was a very good thing to do because Ho Chi Minh, we found out when we came towards the last end of the trip, Ho Chi Minh City is the most expensive city in Vietnam. So I'm glad that we did this. Otherwise, we would run out of money in the beginning.
So, how did you enjoy food in Vietnam?
Oh, it's the best part of Vietnam. And as Indians, we would love all of us, Bengalis, Indians, we would love the food in Vietnam. It's all our taste, spicy and flavorful, and rice and seafood. It's great. It's really good. And we don't get that kind of food. Like, there are Vietnamese restaurants in Dubai, but nobody makes it authentic Vietnamese. So it's really good. They have a soup, a noodle soup. It's called pho. It's PHO. It's called pho. It's either made of beef or chicken. Then they also have something like summer rolls, which is made out of rice paper. It's like spring rolls, but it's not. It's not fried or anything. They give you the rice paper, they give you the veggies, they give you the herbs, and you gotta roll it and eat it yourself. It's really yummy. And with a sauce. They always have a dipping sauce, which is, by the way, very spicy, which we love.
So you love spicy foods, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us something about Vietnamese people.
So friendly. Okay, so there's a reason why Vietnam is on my top 3 list, right? All 3 places. So what's most important to me is the place, obviously. Second is food, and number 3 is people. People is the most important thing. No matter how amazing the place is, if the people are not friendly, not nice, I will not repeat the place. I will not even go to the place. I will not even talk about the place. And Vietnam people are the best. They are just like us. They are warm, hospitable, friendly. They'll welcome you with open arms. They want you to be there. They love tourists. They are so helpful. I really love that about, and their culture is very similar to our culture. You know, respect the elders, keep your footwear outside the house, that kind of stuff. Very similar. So I could relate to it.
So you already mentioned some places. So can you elaborate tourist spots of Vietnam where tourists should go?
Okay, all right. So, like I mentioned, I went to Hanoi first. So after Ho Chi Minh, we took a flight to Hanoi. Hanoi is a city. It's very nice, and one of the things that you can do from Hanoi is the northern part. So there's something called Sapa Valley, which is the rice fields, and then there is Ha Long Bay, which is an hour or two away from Hanoi. And the way to see Ha Long Bay is by taking a cruise. Either you do one night overnight cruise, or you extend it and you stay 2 nights, 3 days. We took a 2-night, 3-day cruise, and it was the best experience of our entire 3-week journey. Actually, it was right in the beginning, and it was the best cruise like I've ever been in. It goes in something called as a junk boat. I don't know if you've seen what junk boats look like. They actually look like a dhow, but they are very sophisticated inside. So they have actually taken these old looking boats and turned them into very sophisticated, well, if you might say, hotel rooms inside. So it's very 5-star experience. So that is Ha Long Bay. Do not miss that if you go to the northern part of Vietnam. After that, we went to something called Phong Nha. It's Phong Nha National Park, and it's famous for its caves. So you could you either take a boat into a cave and stuff, or you can actually do a forest hike towards a cave. Like you go forest hiking and you go see a cave. That is what we did in Phong Nha. Phong Nha National Park. We did a forest hike and we went to see a cave. That was very adventurous. Actually, you have to like abseil. You have to go climb ladders and come down and float into the water. And I think they have eels there. So it was a very different and very nice experience. If you're a nature lover, that's a must do. After that, we went to a place called Hoi An. It's extremely cultural, but also awesome shopping. It's one of those places where you can customize your clothes. I found this out before I went there. So basically, if you have a designer picture of like Prada or something like that, they will replicate it for you. So you can get those designer clothes made from them, customized to yourself. You can also make designer bags, shoes. They actually make shoes for you by like taking the measurement of your feet. Like I've never done that before. It was a very different experience. So yeah, Hoi An, great for monuments, UNESCO heritage sites, as well as shopping. After that, yeah, go on.
Expense.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think, I don't know. I mean, see, I can't talk about clothes because everybody would go for a different kind of clothing, but I can talk about beer. It costs like 30 or 40 cents for a beer. So you can imagine how affordable Vietnam is. I'll talk about the pricing part a bit later. But anyway, continuing the itinerary, we went from Hoi An, we went to a place called Nha Trang, which is a beach party kind of place. Even if you don't want to party or anything, but it is also a very nice beach place. You can relax and stuff. So it's a very nice place for that. And then we ended in Ho Chi Minh City, which is like the capital, not the capital, but it's the business capital of Vietnam. Expensive.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I mean, how was about your costing? I mean, per day, how much tourist if someone wants to go there?
So we stayed in hotels throughout, but they were all 3-star hotels, not 5-star. But even they are 3-star hotels, very good service and very clean. So we didn't spend that much, on hotels and stuff like that. So our pricing per day was about $90 per person, and this includes shopping and a lot of shopping. The stay, the food, the tours. We took a lot of tours over there. They have something called bamboo basket boat ride, which is so cool. And you can ride the buffalo and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. We did a lot of tours over there. In Ho Chi Minh, we took Vespa tours. So basically, a guy just gets you on their Vespa and you are, around the whole place. The best way to actually see Vietnam is on a bike. So a lot of people, what they do, a lot of backpackers, what they do is they land in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh, they buy a bike and they do their entire tour. After a month, they sell it off on their way out of Vietnam. That is what they do, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
So the last question is about Vietnam, of course.
Yes.
What is the best thing and worst thing about Vietnam?
Okay, I have. The best thing is the food. Like I mentioned, I would go back to Vietnam for its food because I don't get that kind of food anywhere. Like authentic Vietnamese food, don't get it here or anywhere. Even in a Vietnamese restaurant, don't get it. So I would go back for that. And the worst, like India. I don't know about Dhaka, but maybe the same. Traffic and crossing. They're so scary, man.
Dhaka is almost similar to Mumbai.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's
That's
all the same.
concern.
Yeah, it's all the same. So the traffic was like crazy, but thankfully we didn't, drive or take cabs or anything much. But the crossing was like so scary. I was like scared. Oh my God, cars from everywhere. Crossing was really scary. So that was the worst.
So, Milad bhai, do you want to add something about Vietnam?
No, basically, she told all the things, covered all the things. But I expect something from her about Ha Long Bay, because that is the natural seven wonder of the world. So I think Amreen should say something about the feelings when you were there in the boat. Basically, I think you stayed overnight there. So I
2
think
nights.
if you share about this, that would be much better. What was your experience about the boat riding in night, basically? Because I stayed there, but I didn't stay in the boat in the night, basically.
Okay. So I will tell you, this is the best thing I can talk about. So Ha Long Bay is like huge, but a part of Ha Long Bay is called Baitu Long Bay. Okay. So when you go on Ha Long Bay cruise, there are like 40 cruises, all parked at the same place, and it's like loud at night, super crowded, and very unfortunately, they are spoiling the bay. I'm talking about tourists. They are spoiling the bay by dumping crap into the water. So this is what is happening, unfortunately, which should really not happen, because this way they will stop the cruises and you'll not be able to enjoy the beauty the way you're supposed to within the bay. So I think that is a bad thing, that what people are doing. So what we chose to do is something called Baitu Long Bay, where not a lot of people go. There are like 5-6 boats maximum. We went with a company called Indo-China Junk. They are like the best tour companies that would take you on this boat. They have the best boats. And we went to a fairly small boat. We were just 5 couples. We were 10 people in total on the boat, 5 rooms. That's it. And it was a very nice experience. We went kayaking. We went kayaking 2 days in a row. We were there for 2 nights. So the first day we just went kayaking. The second day we went on almost a half a day of kayaking. They kayaked us all the way to an island where they arranged a lunch on the island by the sea, and then we kayaked back to the boat. And the boat basically just stays in one place. Even at night, it's just stationed in one place. It doesn't move or anything. At 8 p.m., they dock, and then they move next day at 7 or 8 in the morning. That's how it is. And also, because you stay there, if I stayed there for 2 nights, 3 days, they also take you to a close by fishing village, farming village. They do pearl farming and stuff like that over there, which was very nice experience as well. So this was the whole experience of the boat.
So, yeah, correct. Finally, she said all the things. Basically, Vietnam is very famous for for its Ha Long Bay, and Ho Chi Minh, because Ho Chi Minh is the main city. It is not capital, but main city is Ho Chi Minh. Many people used to go Ho Chi Minh first because from Singapore, Ho Chi Minh is very nearer. Correct. Anyway, I think Vietnam is the place where everybody wants to go again and again due to its natural beauty, basically. At the same time, Vietnam is under Indo-China, that she said earlier. Indo-China, that is Vietnam, Laos. Laos and Vietnam border. Go to Vietnam. You see the border of Laos also. So Laos, Vietnam, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Thailand is under Indo-China. They are all together. Nature is more or less same, but ultimately their ancestor came from basically China. Their attitude is like Chinese attitude basically normally, but Vietnamese are very cool. They are very well behaved.
Very down to earth.
Because, exactly. Because nowadays all the Chinese are not good, well behaved. Some Chinese are like doing rude behave also. So that's all about Vietnam. Thank you.
So we have covered 3 countries. We have traveled 3 countries with Amreen. Now we will go back to Amreen again for knowing some personal life information.
Okay,
so,
sure.
Apart from traveling, what are you doing as profession?
So in Dubai, I am a professional photographer. I have my own company, and basically it's me and my husband is my partner in that as well. So he handles portrait photography in weddings, and I do a lot of food and interior photography. So a lot of hotels, fast food chains, they are my clients, you can say. And then I also have a couple of editors and designers working for me.
Okay, nice. So we please convey our salam to your husband also.
Salam. Yes, I will.
Our next question is which country you are planning to visit next?
Oh, okay. So, well, this virus situation has sort of spoiled all my plans. I had a lot of countries planned for this summer. Actually, I was supposed to go to Uzbekistan. I had a very nice itinerary planned for it. I was supposed to go to St. Petersburg. Well, all that is not happening. But I was also supposed to do my first solo trip to Japan this year, and I was supposed to go in like November or October, but now I don't know if I'll be able to. I really, fingers crossed, I'll still be able to go. But yeah, that's my next target. Solo trip, my first solo trip, and that would be to Japan.
That will be in Japan.
Yeah.
So Rakib bhai, do you want to make any question?
Yeah. I ask to Amreen, do you have any plan to travel in Bangladesh?
Absolutely. After listening to that presentation, I already have Bangladesh on my list. So I had already Googled where I want to go, what I want to see, but you just added a bunch of other names to it as well. All I had in mind was the sea beach, the St. Martin's Island, and the Sundarban. Apparently, there is a cruise also that takes you in Sundarban National Park, just like Ha Long Bay. They have the 2-night, 3 days thing. So you see wildlife, the birds, and things like that. So that was already on my list. Now you just added a bunch of more places. So I think I need to come to Bangladesh for a very long time.
Yeah.
Mukul, I have a question.
Our one of visitor, Babugure Bisho, tell us you interested to visit Bangladesh according to Mildat sir described to you Bangladesh.
Yeah,
Yes.
Absolutely.
You agree that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He just added a bunch of more places that I have to see. So I have to definitely come to Bangladesh for more than 2 weeks, I think.
Okay, no problem. We are here waiting for you. So your channel is Go with Amreen.
Just go with Amreen,
like
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Just go to, yeah. I visit this. This is look pretty like you. there was a video you making about most colorful town. So tell us where is this and some describe for that.
That is the place I told you about, Sighișoara in Romania. It is the most colorful town, literally. All their buildings are like pastel colored, one next to the other. Some are bright pink and blues and greens and yellows and oranges. It is the most colorful place you will see. It is super Instagrammable. I could not stop taking pictures, like literally. Like from the moment I got there, I was there for 24 hours, and I literally woke up early in the morning, like 7 o'clock, and stepped out to take pictures because that is the only time it is actually empty. Otherwise, there are tourists all the time, all day long. So 7 a.m., wake up if you want to take pictures of the place alone. And it's very beautiful. That is the medieval town.
Yeah, another colorful city is Rajasthan in India.
Of course.
Yeah.
Where I have to still go. I've been to Jaipur, but I haven't really explored Jaipur so much. A very short period of time I've been to Jaipur.
nice.
But yes, I want to go to Jaipur, Udaipur. It's on my list. Everything, the whole world is on my list. Let's go.
Okay.
Jaisalmer in Rajasthan.
Yes.
Jaisalmer is the most
I
Jaisalmer,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if I want to go to Jaisalmer. It's deserts, and I come from one, so I come from a desert.
Jaisalmer.
Sir,
Yeah.
I think
I-
Milad bhai has some
I
questions.
will also visit there.
Have any of you come to Dubai?
No, Milad bhai, have you been? Milad bhai?
So I have a question to
Please.
Amreen. Can you hear me, Amreen?
I can hear you.
Yeah, you born in Bombay and
Yeah.
transported to Dubai after 45 days. Huh?
Yes.
So literally, and normally you born in Mumbai, so you are an Indian. So can you tell us within taking 2 minutes and tell something about Mumbai?
Oh, bad idea. I haven't spent much time in Bombay. You should probably ask my husband. I haven't spent much time in India. I mean, at least in Bombay, I visited like Kashmir, Leh, Ladakh, and Sikkim and all that. But Bombay, not so much. I used to go to Bombay as a child for like vacations and stuff, but I don't really know Bombay so much. I haven't been to Bombay in 10 years, so sorry.
Okay.
It's okay.
So Milad bhai, do you have any more questions?
No, because we have heard many things from her. In the near future, I think she will come with another 5 destination. We will heard about this. But thing is, this is very interesting that wherever she went, she stayed there almost 3 weeks, 2 weeks. That is different type of traveler because basically, in my experience, and Mukul, you are also Mr. Rakib also. We are traveling in high pressure, na?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
We are
I wanted
traveling
to
in high
make.
pressure.
Yeah, I actually wanted to
in
make that
limited
point.
time.
Yeah. I wanted to make that point actually. It's a very good thing to take it slow because the point is you want to enjoy the place. You don't want to just take it off your bucket list, right? You want to go, you want to spend some time, you want to relax. I mean, you should not forget why you started traveling in the first place. You want to experience it. How are you going to experience it if you just want to go from one place to the other?
Because we are bound to do that, as we don't get enough leave.
We're bound to
from
do
office.
I know you're bound to do that, and it's very easy to actually get carried away and do that, but consciously try to remind yourself to calm down.
So,
And last thing I want to say on behalf of Amreen, that is Mukul used to asking a question, that is, what is the best thing and worst thing in your tour? So I think on best thing is the best tourist spot you covered, and worst thing is when you. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That's all. Thank you from my side. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. So Amreen, what are the thing you thought about Bangladesh that insisted you to plan to come here?
Why I'm planning to come to Bangladesh? I
Yes.
think St. Martin's Island changed my mind, and I have to go. I'm in love with islands, and I think I'm on this island discovery spree. Also, another thing, Bangladesh is not a place where a lot of tourists go. I mean, they don't think of Bangladesh as a touristy place. I don't know why. You know, if you told anyone I'm going to Bangladesh on a tour, I don't know how people will react. I have to yet find out. But I don't see or hear a lot of people do that. So I want to do it.
Okay. So you are taking it as a challenge.
Yes.
So don't fear, we are here. So
Good.
another question. Did traveling made any impact in your personal life? And if yes, then what impact and how?
How can travel not make an impact on your life is my question. Of course, travel makes a huge impact to anybody who travels. I mean, travel like a traveler, not as a tourist, not like get up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you will go to point A, 10 o'clock, you will see point C and eat lunch and come back. No, no, no. I mean, traveler. Of course, it changes the way you look at things. When you travel, you start to realize how tiny you are, and it really humbles you down. Especially from where I come and where I grew up, Dubai really spoils you, protects you. You don't know a lot of things till you actually set foot out. And I have like my whole perception of life has changed. I think traveling is the best form of education anybody can have.
Yes, yes.
So, what is your suggestion for new tourists who wants to travel around the world?
So coming back to what I mentioned already before, I want tourists, new, old, whatever, relax, take it slow. Especially with what is happening today, it has forced everybody to take a step back and realize what we were doing wrong. At least where traveling is concerned, just meeting your deadline or ticking off your bucket list is not what you're supposed to do, or that's not what you meant to do in the first place. You wanted to see a place, so you see it now. So try hiking, go road tripping, take trains, overnight trains. I know it takes time, but spend time, enjoy the place.
Yeah.
That is what I would say.
So we are at the very finishing end of our program today. So, and lastly, you just say something towards our viewers. Basically, my channel is being seen in India and Bangladesh. So, mainly focusing on India and Bangladesh. Say something.
Okay, I want to say two things. One, explore your own country. I obviously know how amazing India is. I have traveled to
Yes,
certain
yes.
parts of India and Bangladesh. Now I have heard and Googled, so I know Bangladesh is also equally beautiful. So, my suggestion or advice or something that I want to tell the viewers is explore your own country. Sometimes we skip what is close to us and want to go far, far away. I don't know who we are running from. Stop and explore. That's one thing I will tell you. And the second, thank you so much for your love from everybody. The audience has been really, really nice. Thank you for following this channel. And I hope you show the same love to my channel, Just Go with Amreen. The link you will find down below. That's it. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you so much, Amreen, for joining with us. And
Thank you.
I also thank Rakib Bhai and Milad Bhai also. So maybe we can have Amreen again in our another program. So the viewers uh, hope you enjoyed this program, and I especially would like to thank Mr. Arjun Rao, Shashank Mishra, Faisal Bhai, and other viewers who saw this program. whole time. So thank you very much for joining with us, for being with us. Hope see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Sabhay
Have a good
bhalo
time.
থাকবেন. Everyone stay fine, stay home. And
সবাই
let's
ভালো
travel afterwards.
Yeah.